Yeah, so today we're going to get the Land Cruiser out of the workshop. We're here at the AARP, the Australian Automation and Robotics Precinct, and there's a few sort of test tracks that we're going to take the car to. So there's a figure 8 that they use for autonomy test runs, and we're just going to drive the car around there. Then we'll do a bit of a off-road excursion.
I wanted to test a few things. We're in electric mode. Most of the noise is from the fans or a little bit of clunks in our drivetrain, but I'll fix that eventually. We're at the AARP Centre in Wanneroo. Kind of like a test centre for mining equipment and other green electric vehicles. I drove a little bit, but yeah, most of the time I sit in your seat and stare at my laptop and don't pay any attention to what's outside the vehicle. I only care about numbers. I think I'm most stoked about hybrid mode mostly working, because that was kind of like to make the electric part, like the electric vehicle, electric mode was fairly simple, but the hybrid mode was more complicated than I was expecting, just to like integrate with, you know, the gearbox and the other like park brake, clutch, accelerator brake. That was kind of more complicated than I was expecting. I mean, you get used to electric mode pretty quickly. You kind of just forget it's an electric vehicle now.
We're in Limestone Paradise, also known as the Australian Autonomy Robotics Precinct, AARP. The sun's just come out. We've just taken the cruiser for a little bit of a shakedown at half torque. The electric motor can output a maximum of 950 Newton meters. We're allowing it to do 400 Newton meters at the moment, just while we develop confidence or otherwise in our transfer case.
Been slowly ramping up how we're testing the machine to learn its weak points, and I think we've really got to the point today where it's not at the full power that it could be operated at, but we're really starting to challenge the system, and it's looking like a lot of fun to drive because it's an absolutely epic piece of engineering. Pretty excited that we've pushed it through some fairly hectic tests.
Yeah, really stoked that the team nailed it. Yeah, really excited about ironing out the last few kinks to get this thing to the point that we're running it at full power.
Looking forward to the next round, making a few minor alterations and seeing it on the quarter mile track.
So electric mode seems to work well now. Hybrid mode's where the testing's still happening. So one of the problems we've been noticing is as you change gears, you briefly go into neutral, and that has been causing, I guess, blocky torque commands, which feels like an oscillation in the drivetrain, but it's really poor commands being sent to the motor. So I've been trying to work on some filtering. as you go through gear changes. Been kind of tricky to get everything working well. Like, I don't think gears in a hybrid vehicle are a very common thing, so yeah, that's been a challenge, but I think we made some progress today. They've added the time filtering, so as long as we change gears within 2 seconds, it should be fairly smooth. That seemed to work okay. The other things we've been testing with is kind of this regen. So there's a constant regen, kind of like in a Tesla, you can drive with one pedal with just the accelerator. And the idea is as you take your foot off the accelerator, you apply some constant amount of regen to start giving you braking force and recharging the batteries. And that kind of works, but there's also regen you want to happen if you're on a highway driving at speed. You kind of want the battery to slowly charge up over time and not to just discharge and then sit at 0% for the rest of your trip. You want it to charge up while you're on a highway, so then when you come off into you do more city driving or slow driving, you actually got battery power to use. So we've been trying a few things with getting that working. I think it's kind of working, but we need more testing. We need to actually take this on a road somewhere and actually drive it at speed for a fair amount of time and see how that system reacts. I've been quite happy with today. This is a good way to finish a Friday.
Complicated stuff doesn't usually work the first time, and there've been a really small number of correctable issues in the design that we've been able to fix really quickly. Really excited to be learning how reliable this vehicle is going to be, and we just haven't seen any show-stopping issues or anything to really question the core elements of the design. And so that gives us a lot of confidence that this thing could go and do a genuine mine site trial and put in a real tough environment, really without many iterations from the first prototype. So yeah, massive kudos to the team for the work that they've put in getting it to that point.
If you find this interesting and you want to follow this journey, then please like and subscribe. There will be plenty more.